Hey everybody, and welcome to Dude's Brunch. It's a podcast about pop culture and internet garbage and black coffee. I'm your host, Taylor Olmstead, and with me, it's Tyler Reed. Tyler, what did you have for brunch today?
Hey everybody. Had a busy day today, and I wasn't working at the Emporium. So, today I had some Soylent and a bagel from Lil's Bagels, which was very, very good.
What did you have to do today?
I was peddling t-shirts at a craft market at Urban Artifact, which, if you don't know, is a giant church that they made into a brewery, which is the par for the course for Cincinnati. We were in the basement, and it looked like a grandpa's man cave. There's lots of yellow lights. So it was very, very warm visually.
I saw a concert venue in Pittsburgh that was a repurposed church.
As it turns out, they're very acoustically pleasing.
I know.
I mean, they're kind of built to be. That's kind of the whole point.
They don't make them like they used to, do they?
Sure don't. Sean Evans is here. Sean, what did you have for brunch today?
So this morning I got up, and today was a special day for me. Today I tried to be the best boyfriend that I could. So I didn't wake up my girlfriend, and I went out and I made my own breakfast, and I had an egg, and then I cut it in half, and I put it in between 2 corn tortillas with cheese in the middle, and then I cooked them in a frying pan, and then I put salsa on them and kind of folded them in half, so I kind of had like a breakfast taco.
That sounds delicious.
It was delicious.
And so then, after you were done making a delicious breakfast for yourself, you then...
I sat quietly at the table and used her iPad to catch up on all the NBA news that I missed this week.
And then...
That was nice.
And then you made her a nice breakfast, right?
No, I just...
Okay.
Some people's definition isn't having work done for them. It's being left alone. Having a peaceful life.
Some people's definition of love is being left alone. Sean Evans, 2017.
Listen, I know that a lot of the listeners don't know this, but Sarah does. I'm kind of a needy person. Like I like call out to her and to try and like echolocate where she's at in our apartment, which isn't even that big. I'm like constantly like fidgeting around her and like asking her really dumb rhetorical questions that I then demand answers to after she doesn't answer. I'm basically the worst. So today, I tried so hard to not do that and just let her have her day to get ready for the rest of her week.
Way to go, Sean. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Well, like I said at the top of the show, I'm your host, Taylor, and for brunch this morning, I had some coffee and some spice cake. Last of the leftovers from Thanksgiving, had some breakfast spice cake. It was pretty tasty. It was starting to get a little bit weird texture-wise. You know, it's been on the shelf for about a week, but all in all, a solid brunch. Well, first and foremost, before we get into the main discussion of the show this week, happy belated birthday, Tyler.
Happy birthday, buddy. When was your birthday?
Wednesday. Well,
I knew that. I just wanted to make sure I was right.
2 weeks ago now, when people actually hear this.
But when we record, it was only a few days ago.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have a nice birthday?
I went out for hot pot again, but this time I brought friends.
Yes. Aww.
I took Michael and Shay, and so we ordered so much extra food. They decided let's give these guys some free food too. So we got a hot pot. Then we got some wings, and we got some dumplings, because Michael likes to be too full. and so then, just for some reason, the chef came out, and they're like, "Oh, I got you. I also I made you this. You can have it." And it was a hot bowl, it's a bunch of food that's kind of like semi already been cooked, and then the bowl is really hot, and then it heats everything up, and so like it cooks like an egg, like right in front of you. Ooh. And then you get to mix it all up.
It's fun and
interactive.
Aww.
That sounds like a nice night.
Yeah.
And who says that you're too old to play with your food? I think people would pay a lot of money for that. I think the whole business of Japanese steakhouse is built on the back of that. So,
well, it's funny that you mentioned that, Sean, because this week's show is all about food. Kind of a hybrid segment for us, both a news you can't use and fast food news episode this week. We have 3 great stories of drunken fast food mayhem to share. And so I just wanted to talk about these with you guys. Sean sent us the first one. Do you want to explain what's going on here, Sean?
Oh, yeah. So today I got on Google News, as I usually do. And there was an article in the Huffington Post about this guy who went to a Waffle House. And I just read the article, because the title, because it's a little bit misleading, but it's Waffle House customer walks brazenly into kitchen and cooks own meal at 3 a.m. And basically and then under the quote is, I was pretty inebriated. So this guy comes into Waffle House at 3 o'clock. They don't always say how he got there, but he was drunk. Let's hope that he had an Uber. It's going to give him the benefit of the doubt. He went into this Waffle House where the only employee there was asleep. So he went behind the counter and made his own favorite sandwich that was on the menu, ate it, cleaned up, and then went home, and then came back the next day and paid for the sandwich. The whole time the employee was asleep, and he's selfieing himself at the grill, selfieing himself at the counter, selfieing himself with the sandwich half made.
I have a lot of questions. A lot of questions. So my first question, where was this?
This is in South Carolina is what it says. West Columbia.
Okay, so are we to assume that this is a pretty rural part of South Carolina?
I have no idea.
Because I feel like any respectable Waffle House is going to be freaking packed at 3 o'clock in the morning, because it's right when all the bars close.
I mean, I think that it's okay to assume that's true. And my definition of rural is pretty big, because I live in a major city. In fact, all 3 of us live in pretty major cities. So, yeah, I'm going to have to go with rural on this one.
But in the photos, does it look like he's alone in this Waffle House, or are there
he is definitely alone.
There are no other customers just chilling watching this happen.
That's why he just did it. That's why he just walked behind the counter, because he was alone. There was nobody else there.
So, I love this quote. When I was done, I cleaned the grill, collected my ill-gotten sandwich, and rolled on out.
That's what I mean. He just went. I don't know. I don't know if this dude is good guy Greg of inebriated eating or something, but I kind of got to give it to him a little bit, because he went in there, dude was asleep, he was you know what, I don't need to wake this gentleman up, I'm just gonna make me a sandwich and I'm gonna go on home. And then he did the honorable thing, even though he didn't pay the first time, which is kind of weird. He came back and paid, which was really sweet. I mean, I'm sure that dude who was asleep on the job is definitely probably not working there anymore. I don't know, it doesn't really say where he's at. But, and then, so this is what's even funny. So the punchline of all this stuff is that Waffle House asked him to be a secret shopper for their company and go around and go to Waffle Houses to see what's going on. So after all of this, he ended up kind of getting a bigger perk, which is being able to go around and eat for free at Waffle Houses whenever he wanted to do it.
This guy is basically my hero.
I know. He should just open up, they should just give him a discount on a franchise. This dude is serious about Waffle Houses.
And I'm living in Atlanta, the home of Waffle House. And I can almost guarantee you that downtown at Waffle House Corporate, they are so confused and charmed by this story. You have to be charmed. I mean, I can't imagine them being mad. Tyler, you work in food service. Would you be mad if this happened?
And what perspective are you referring to? As the person sleeping, or as the person in charge of this company?
Yes.
What would you do? What would you do if you were in this dude? If you were, you weren't this dude who was falling asleep. I don't want to put somebody in the bad shoes. I'm gonna put you in the good shoes. You walk into a Starbucks at, I don't know, let's say there's one open that's 24 hours. You walk into a Starbucks and there's nobody in there. The person who's working at Starbucks is asleep. Do you walk over and do yourself a little pour over and make it exactly what you want? just like drop some money and like slap a fiver on the counter and just walk out?
I mean, that seems reasonable, doesn't it? That's like okay. Is this an example of like you find $20 on the ground? What do you do with it?
No, this is a real situation that happened to this guy. Like,
right. I mean, I would probably just go somewhere else.
I think you're right. I thought about this too. I was like, I think I would probably just be like, well, not getting food here, and just go someplace else.
Well, so to put it into perspective, I in some ways had this situation in which I was at a Chipotle literally an hour before we recorded this podcast, and I was in line for maybe like 20 fucking minutes. Because, like, just some people just take forever. I don't know. But all the employees were having just a great time. They were really just laughing, just really enjoying each other's company. And I'm like, oh, good. I'm glad that getting my food as quickly as possible isn't your primary concern. I was like, I've waited for so long. I can't just get out of line now. And, like, I even drove to, like, a one that was farther away that I had never been to because, like, well, the one that's close to me is always really shitty and busy. So maybe the one in a different place is much better. So I would probably...
So here's my question to you, Tyler. If you rolled up on this Waffle House and the guy behind the counter is clearly asleep, how long would it take before you either wake him up or bounce? Because I can just envision you, like, sitting in a booth for, like, 5 whole minutes, just like staring this guy down like, do I wake him up? Do I wake him up or do I just leave?
Yeah, that seems about right. I mean, first this person looked like they didn't have like any clothing on that resembled a place of business, so I'm like, I guess someone's not, I guess they're in the back. Like, but the Waffle House isn't that big. I don't think they have a back room. I think they just...
I think that Tyler goes into the Waffle House, hops the counter, grabs as many waffles as he can, and then walks around the counter and starts yelling, boom gang, boom gang, boom gang, boom gang, and then runs out.
I think that's what you do, Sean.
That's actually me. You're right. Now, I just want to say, I looked at his Facebook account, and he was an Army combat medic for 12 years, which, after talking with Katie Keefe, about 2 weeks ago, doesn't seem that outrageous.
I kind of want to friend this guy.
I'm sure he has a gajillion friend requests right now.
He's followed by 267 people.
And you know what's funny, too, is that I bet that if he would have had access to a register to pay, that he probably would have done it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm sure the only reason he didn't pay in the first place was because he didn't want to leave money sitting out on the counter.
He's also blasted.
That, too.
He has 1,569 friends. Nice. So he could have more.
Sean, how long would you wait before you either went behind the counter or woke the dude up or left?
I would have just left.
See, I think I would have woke the dude up. I definitely wouldn't have gone behind the counter and cooked it myself, but I don't think I would have left either. I think I would have woken him up and made him make me food.
See, no, you know, I feel like you really could have done like a real viral prank here. Like, gotten up, made like a whole entire like restaurant's worth of waffles and went out and made like every table, like set it, like put waffles on it, like put syrup on some of them, like ate a little bite out of some of them, so it looked like somebody came in and then everybody got up and left.
I like that.
That's like next level, Sean.
That would have if I would have woke up and that would have happened, it would have blown my mind. I'd have been like, oh my god.
How long was I asleep?
Just went, like, you ask yourself if you were on, like, Ambien or something, and you worked this whole night, and you just didn't remember anything.
Oh no, the company lost about $50 in food product. No! The irony of this is that Catherine and I have been playing this new RPG video game, and, like, I am like a thief person, so I just have been going around and just stealing shit from people's houses. And she's like, why are you doing this? I'm like, because I'm not going to get caught. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, you don't get caught if you yell Boont Gang.
Right. Exactly. They just do that the entire time.
Plan for WWDC like it's your birthday?
Do you have strong opinions on Snapchat filters?
Are you tired of 3-hour-long tech podcasts?
Then you should check out 10-Minute Tech Talk. It's a show Emily and I make every single Tuesday where we catch you up on a week's worth of technology news in just 10 minutes. You can find it on Apple Podcasts, Overcast, Google Play, and basically anywhere else you can get podcasts. All right, so our next story takes place at a McDonald's, and this is this is like some next level stuff right here. This took place in Australia, and basically, a man got drunk, drove through the McDonald's drive-thru, tried to order chicken nuggets in the morning, and was told, "We don't sell chicken nuggets in the morning." Proceeded to order 200 hash browns and then drive laps around the building in his car, going through the drive-thru over and over again and yelling at them, asking why his hash browns weren't ready, until the police arrived and arrested him for drunk driving.
Man, these stories both have a common theme, and that's inebriation. This dude is just a jerk. This is the complete opposite of the feel-good story that I wanted to bring to this podcast for once. This dude was just, an anti-benevolent hash brown hoarder, and he should be arrested for that.
Can you charge someone for hoarding hash browns?
I hope so. What state did this occur in?
It was in the Australian state of New South Wales.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I hope it's a crime in Australia.
I'm not familiar with the Australian justice system.
I think I think the funniest part about this is that McDonald's apparently was forced to respond to why they couldn't serve chicken nuggets, and they're like, we only have a capacity to serve one set of products at a time. I'm like, you're like $1 billion you're a multi-trillion-dollar corporation.
That's not how that works, though.
I'm just saying you can't afford to have the best infrastructure for your restaurant.
Oh my god.
I mean, you print money.
No, Tyler does bring up a slightly interesting point here, though, Sean, because we now live in the breakfast all day world where you can get an Egg McMuffin at all hours of the day from McDonald's. So why not chicken McNuggets all day? Why not? They're setting aside grill space for the Egg McMuffin. Why not fryer space for the McNugs?
Oh my god.
Gotta get them nugs, Sean.
I mean, I wish in some ways we lived in a non-post scarcity world where you could only get certain foods at certain times and you couldn't literally have breakfast at any time of the day. But, here we are. So we might as well embrace the absurdism is that people can eat whatever they want at any time of day, no matter what season.
See, I'm actually the opposite. I kind of sympathize with this dude a little bit because this last week at my work, we had the crew I was with, they took break from 10 o'clock in the morning until 11 o'clock in the morning, and there was fast food restaurants around, and I'm not a breakfast person. I don't really like breakfast that much. I don't go and buy it at restaurants, and I was kind of upset that the McDonald's that were nearby that I went to, I had to order breakfast. I would have much rather have had a burger or a chicken sandwich at 10 o'clock in the morning than have some McGriddle thing.
I'm going to pretend like you didn't say McGriddles are a second class citizen, Sean, because they're indeed the best.
I in no way made any commentary about the citizenship of the McGriddle. What I'm saying is,
you're right.
I prefer the Big Mac over the McGriddle.
I forgot who I was talking to. You can't say these sort of loosey-goosey with terminology when you're speaking to someone with a master's in political science. That's the only thing I cling to.
I, on the other hand, will fight you over the status of the McGriddle.
The McGriddle is a full-fledged citizen of the McDonald's country, right?
But that doesn't make it taste good. And that also doesn't make it a sandwich.
Oh, Taylor has the incorrect opinion. I see.
McGriddles are not a sandwich. It's a pancake, some sausage, and another pancake. It's just a short stack with some sausage in it.
And how is that not great?
That sounds like a sandwich.
Not a sandwich. It's not bread.
Taylor. Pancakes are totally bread.
No, it's not. It has syrup in it. They bake the syrup into the weird pancake McGriddle things.
Have you ever had a King's Hawaiian bun?
Yes.
Is it a bagel sandwich, not a sandwich?
A bagel sandwich is a subcategory of sandwich.
Are you shitting me?
Oh, come on.
This is
That's exactly right. Don't make me come to Breakfast's defense here, because you know what, Taylor? You're just full of shit. I'm going to shoot you down for this one and say the McGriddle is definitely a sandwich, because it falls in the category of sandwiches. Now,
but hold on.
Now, let me tell you what's not a sandwich. That chicken...
The double down
deluxe.
Yeah,
the double down. The KFC double down is not a sandwich.
That's right. We call it what it is, a double down. We don't say, hey, I would like those 2 chicken patties with a lot of stuff in the middle sandwich, please. Wait, but actually, one more thing. How about hot dogs, Taylor?
Not a sandwich.
Okay, all right.
Oh yeah. What if you put a bun between 2 hot dogs?
Then there's something wrong with you. But let's get back to this story, because I feel like this is an onion and we need to peel back some of these layers. So we've established that we're all pretty okay with getting angry when you go to a McDonald's and you can't get either the breakfast or lunch food item that you want, depending on the time of the day it is. So then, is the appropriate reaction to order 200 hash browns?
No.
Because don't get me wrong, I fucking love McDonald's hash browns. I will go to bat for those every day. But I'm not sure any human being on earth can eat 200 of those.
Listen, this dude got arrested because he deserved to get arrested.
For being drunk or for ordering 200 hash browns?
He was drunk and driving. And there's no reason for you to drive and order 200 hash browns, get denied, get mad, and then drive around this stupid McDonald's yelling out the window.
I mean, would I spend $200 on hash browns?
Yes. Over the course of a year in our childhood, did our parents probably spend $200 on tater tots?
Got them.
Yes.
Oh, I can almost guarantee you, in the course of my very brief adult life, I have probably spent $200 on McDonald's hash browns. But that's over the course of 5 years, not in one drunken evening.
Listen, some people just go hard, you know? They don't do their taxes out in different parts of the year. They go and do their taxes in one fell swoop.
I mean, there are so many things to think about here. Like, for example,
God.
How many hash browns do you think it takes to soak up whatever amount of alcohol was in his system? Because they're basically like potato sponges.
There wasn't going to be any system left in this man. If you eat 200 hash browns, I guarantee you that by the time that you get to the 88th hash brown, it's just going right out.
Right.
That thing is like a greased up ice luge.
It's just going straight in and straight out. It's just like...
Oh my gosh. So, then follow-up question. If he's not going to eat 200 hash browns, what's he going to do with them? Is he going to, like, mash them up and ferment them into vodka?
What the fuck, Taylor?
Probably going to chuck them at Wallabies. I don't know.
Maybe you're right, Sean. Maybe all of this was just a conservation effort. Maybe he was going to feed the wildlife of New South Wales with his 200 hash browns. They were going to
be the less fortunate.
They were going to be the best fed pigeons in Australia.
I mean, Tyler, you had like a hot second of fast food work.
All right, so our third story of fast food mayhem this week takes place, fittingly, at everyone's favorite late-night fast food restaurant, Taco Bell. Basically what happened at this particular Taco Bell in California is that they got some visitors, but not necessarily the type of visitors you would expect from a Taco Bell, namely stoned college students and high school marching band kids who don't know how to behave themselves in public. Instead, 3 bears came through the drive-thru of this Taco Bell.
They just wanted some fourth meal.
Yeah, a trio of California bears took an opportunity to grab a fourth meal, but their fun was cut short when a sheriff spotted the mischievous bunch and chased them out of the area.
Poor bears.
There's video of this, which we'll put links to in the show notes. In the video, this sheriff walks up to these bears and asks, "What are you guys doing?" And the bears proceed to run off. So, Sean, I know how you feel about bears and how they are the number one threat to America. If you saw bears in the drive-thru of your local neighborhood Taco Bell, would you ask what they were doing there?
No, I would. I would walk away. In fact, I would go very quickly because bears are really scary.
You're not going to get between those bears and those tacos? Those sweet,
No.
sweet tacos? As much as you love taco?
In fact, if Bear came over and wanted taco, I would willingly give my taco to Bear.
Is it a love for you to give, Sean?
He would do anything for love. But he won't do that. And by that, I mean fight Bear.
No, I would do that. Oh, yeah, I'm not fighting Bear. These plural. I don't know. If there's 3 bears coming after me, yes, they are getting everything. And 2, it's Taco Bell. It's not anything to cry over. The most expensive thing you can get there is only like $5.
You can't make that place expensive.
Right. And they're bears. They got it rough. They deserve a little something, you know?
I mean,
Mama's just trying to look out. Get her cub a nice little birthday treat. But no.
every cub deserves a Doritos Locos taco once in a while.
That's right.
I mean, maybe the only thing that bear needed was just 32 ounces of Baja Blast.
Oh, yeah.
It's totally worth it.
It's got me one, the fourth meal right now.
They need to make a better box, though. They're kind of in between boxes right now, and that's really kind of making me mad.
Tyler, what do you think? Bears plus Taco Bell equals most adorable fast food mishap or terrifying nightmare fuel?
I mean, as the resident, I want to make the world less bad for animals person. You would think I would be like, oh, these things are very cute. But I would assume, much like a hippo, just because something's real cute doesn't mean you want to give it a hug, because then you fucking die. So, if you wanted the sound clip for this episode, there you have it.
But look at the bears. They're all fuzzy.
Yeah, they're real cute.
They're just trying to run around.
They're also killing machines.
Well, I mean, wow, it's kind of a bold statement right there. Clearly, you've never seen Brother Bear.
You're right. I haven't. Maybe I should watch it. Will it change my perspective?
Probably
Can I
not.
use a movie pass for that?
You could probably use the internet for that.
Here's my thing about bears in the Taco Bell, though. I think I'm totally down with bears doing the Taco Bell drive-thru. Like, more power to them. Bears got places to be.
Uh-huh.
What would concern me more is if the bears got inside the Taco Bell. Because I feel like, animals get into places all the time, and sometimes it's cute and sometimes it's funny and interesting. But for whatever reason, bears I don't feel like they need to be indoors. And especially not inside of a Taco Bell, a place that basically smells entirely like ground meat. It seems like it would be very aggravating for a bear to walk into the meat stench paradise of a Taco Bell.
Yeah, but do they love the taste of grade D meat?
That's a good question. And my next question was, what menu item would a bear order?
Crunchwrap cream.
Like you think that's what
No.
you think that's what bears come in for most? Like if I was gonna have like a Nielsen poll of bears, what would bears like? What would be their number one Taco Bell menu item? I feel like it would be the double steak burrito. They would have been really mad after that went away.
Probably just the churros.
Oh, you see them as like churro buddies?
I'm thinking more of a nacho type of situation, because I don't think bears want to mess around with like complicated tortilla wrapping techniques. They're
not making it.
No, but like, they'd have to like hold the Crunchwrap with their little paws, which admittedly would be adorable, but I feel like they probably would be more apt to just like shove their face into a thing of nachos.
I mean, I think you make a good point. You can just swipe off the top, and then you're immediately open the clamshell of nachos.
Yeah.
All that cheese. Oh, baby.
And it'd be all over their face. They have to get a little wipe, clean them up a little. Clean up their little cute bear noses.
They're like licking nacho cheese out of their fur for days.
That'd be so cute. I feel like bears would have been huge proponents of the chocolate ice cream taco.
If you're working the Taco Bell drive-thru and bears start coming up to the window, what's your tactic?
Close the window.
Close the window.
And go away.
I think you're missing an important step here. Because my tactic, almost immediately, is grab whatever taco is nearest me and throw it as hard and as far as I possibly can out the window to draw the bear's
and then
attention.
They chase it, and then they get hit by a car.
Hey man, as long as the bears aren't coming through the window and into my Taco Bell, I'm down.
See, but that's the thing, though. Your window is open longer because you're scrounging around for a stupid taco to throw away from them.
You don't think they don't just have like a shelf of tacos on hand just ready to fucking go?
Have you been in a Taco Bell? What do you think, they just have like a taco cannon that they can just blow tacos out of?
Oh man, taco cannon.
If anything, that would make it better.
How would taco cannon even work?
That's dangerous.
The hero of the story is obviously the sheriff's deputy who chased off the bears.
Right.
And the Placer County Sheriff's Office wrote on their Facebook page the next morning, well, our resident bear whisperer, Deputy Nevins, was at it again last night in Tahoe City. Which raises the question, how much do you suppose you have to do to become the resident bear whisperer? How many bears do you have to chase out of a Taco Bell?
He didn't really whisper to them. He kind of yelled at them.
Yeah, he was kind of aggressive towards them.
In any office situation, really people just cling to like any sort of like thing that they can like nickname or like remember you for. So I imagine it was this exact time was the only time and will be the only time that he will ever shoo some bears away from a Taco Bell. But you better believe 20 years from now, they will remember that moment.
I just feel like that would be a sweet talent to have, though, at like a talent show. Be like when you have to like introduce yourself and you have to say something memorable at an interview, like your first 10 seconds. Like, what do you like? Oh, so what makes you special? You can be like, I can whisper to the bears.
My name is Barry Nevins, and I am the bear whisperer.
Barry Nevins is a very bear whisperer name.
This fall on Animal Planet, Barry Nevins, bear whisperer.
His name is Barry. That's cute.
His name isn't actually Barry. I'm just making it up. But
oh, okay. I was like,
do you think Taco Bell is going to give this guy a franchise?
See, that's what I thought. I'm surprised Taco Bell didn't pick this up.
This seems like so on brand for Taco Bell to do something with.
I mean, they didn't get Szechuan sauce, so I mean, they got to come up with something, don't they?
That's right. You got to get those viral internet meme trends while you can.
I think it's nice. I love wildlife, so seeing them with something else that I also love is just really heartwarming for me.
Every living being deserves a Crunchwrap Supreme.
Don't make fun of me, Tyler. Talking some smack there with you. Aw.
Why would I ever make fun of you?
Because I deserve it.
I mean, your words, not mine.
All right, so this week in Internet Garbage, we have a piece sent to us by Dudes Brunch panelist Emily Bamforth, and this image has been making the rounds on the social medias this week. It's come to us in the form of an Instagram post, and it's a picture of a llama dressed up in a lobster costume, and the caption just says, "A llama in a lobster costume. That's all." Gentlemen, I await your response.
Everyone knows that I have a soft spot in my heart for animals, and seeing animals dressed up as other animals is kind of nice. And this llama is being a good sport. Because this costume is like... Well, that raises the whole question of who makes costumes for llamas. This is a kind of elaborate costume.
Yeah, that's the thing. On first glance,
Hold
you're
on,
like...
I need to get on Amazon.
On first glance, you're like, "Aw, this is cute," and then you look at it a little bit longer, and you're like,
Terrifying.
maybe not." Tyler, animal lover, what do you think?
Hold on, finding a llama costume.
Oh my god, so it's so funny when you type it in. There's people that have costumes to be llamas, and then there is pictures of llamas in costumes. And some of these are kind of elaborate. Is this like a thing? There's like a Batman one. There's like a Hamburglar one.
Wait, these are costumes for llamas.
Yes, these are llamas. There's a one of an Eeyore. Oh my god!
So you can
There's
dress
one
your
of, like, a
llama.
big bird.
You can dress your llama up
Hold
as
on.
copyrighted cartoon characters.
Just go on Amazon search and type in, or Google search and type in llama costume, and then click on images. What is this? Is this like a real thing?
Oh no, you're right.
There's a Batman and Robin llama costume.
There's a minion llama. Guys, there's a minion llama.
I didn't know this was such a thing.
Oh.
There's a woman dressed up as a fighter pilot, and the llama is a plane. It's got little flames coming out of its butt.
Here's a llama dressed up as Batman, and its owner is dressed up as Robin.
This is cute.
Oh my
This is
gosh, you
cute.
guys.
Wow.
I wish someone did a Miley Cyrus one, where someone was the wrecking ball and the
And the
camel
llama
was
was
Miley.
Miley Cyrus.
Yeah, that would be really funny.
What is this?
I came in like a llama ball.
Like, I don't know. I mean, this is funny and this is cute. I don't know if this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. And I don't know if that's all there is to say about this llama costume.
This is actually really cute. I hope that the animals get as much enjoyment out of being in costumes as humans do.
I mean, have you ever put a cat in a costume?
No.
They don't like it. Jekyll is the headless horseman every year, and he gets a put on him, and he just falls over, and he just lays there. Except when you give him treats, he'll walk over for treats, and then he's very excited about that, and then he'll just presumably die again.
We bought a harness for Ember because we were going to try and walk her, but then she did the same thing. She just laid down. She was like, nope, not today.
Gotta want it.
So, Sean, you said you're going to go with Miley Cyrus, Wrecking Ball Llama. Tyler, what would you dress your llama up as?
A Total War II Shogun.
Thanks for all the context.
The context is right in the Skype bar, baby. All you gotta do is check the feed. I mean, no, but that's actually kind of cool. I would actually dress my llama as a Japanese freelance warrior.
Because of course you would. It's perfectly on brand for you.
That's right. Oh shit! I forgot. How quickly I forget myself.
I think if we're going to do this, we're going to just go completely off the wall ridiculous. And remember that photo of Britney Spears and Kevin Federline from some award show years and years ago where they wore denim on denim on denim?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it would have to be the llama Halloween costume equivalent of that, where the llama is Britney Spears in that weird denim outfit.
National Llama Costume Contest.
Wait, is this real? Do people compete in llama costuming? Oh, please tell me this is real.
Oh my god, it is. It's a real thing.
What are the rules of llama costuming, Sean? I must know.
Hold on. Let me see if I can... There's the one with the Dalmatian and she's Cruella de Vil. That's so cute. Oh, it's at the Minnesota State Fair. Hold on, let me see.
Of course it is.
Oh, someone's trying to make a documentary about it.
I would watch the shit out of that documentary.
Oh, okay, so it is. It's the Minnesota State Fair.
Oh yeah, I'm into this.
Here we go. Open class llamas are housed, blah, blah, blah. Don't miss out on the 4-H llama costume at 6 p.m. But it doesn't really have, like, rules or anything.
I mean, you know what this means, right? Well, since we can't find the rules, I think our only solution is to send everyone's favorite journalist, Emily Bamforth, to the great state of Minnesota so that she can view the llama costume contest in person and report back on her findings.
Oh, and it's going to happen this year. There's one. It's on August 31st, 2018 at the Minnesota State Fair.
You hear that, Emily? Start packing your suitcase. You're headed to Minnesota.
Hey guys, Zach Schonkweiler here. You may recognize me from my previous appearances right here on Dude's Brunch, in which I sound like a total asshole. But I'm actually a pretty ordinary guy, with an extremely ordinary podcast called Ordinary Folk, which is now part of the Dude's Brunch network. On Ordinary Folk, I like to sit down with people who I've met that I find truly interesting because of their passions and what they do, and try to have a unique conversation, finding out why it is they do what they do, and how they got to where they are now. It's quite a glorious adventure of curiosity and conversation, if I do say so myself, and I think I just did. If that premise sounds pretty cool to you, feel free to check us out on iTunes or Google Play. Until then, stay tuned and stay ordinary, friends.
All right, and now it's time to round the podcast out like we always do with a round of shameless plugs from everybody on the panel. And we're going to start with my good buddy Tyler Reed. Tyler, where can the people find you?
Hey everybody, you can find my design illustration work at tylerdreed.com, and you can find me on the socials as TDR Design on Instagram and Twitter.
Sean Evans, if the people want to send you pictures of cute llama costumes, where can they do that?
Oh, they can find me on Twitter at sevans8910. That's SEVANS8910.
And, of course, if you find some more crazy fast food stories and you want to share them with me, you can tweet them at me at TC Olmstead. I'm also on Instagram and Snapchat and all the things. You can like and follow the podcast. We are at Dude's Brunch. And, of course, if you really like what we do around here, you can leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. That would be super cool of you. Otherwise, we'll see you all next time for another episode of Dude's Brunch.
I can't believe I was just about to call the double down a double McCluck Deluxe or something.
That's a much better name for it, to be honest.